How the hash map is implemented internally?
Okay, so hash map works on hashing. So when you insert something, I mean you use put method. So first it will it will calculate the hash code by using key, and then if I mean then it will insert the value. I mean at the node. So by default you are having 16 nodes, and then it will insert by calculating hash code. It will calculate the index, and then it will put the key and value to that index. And suppose if we do not write the proper implementation of hash code, then hash code collision will occur. And in this case, what it will do, it will put the object into the same index using the linked list. Internally, it uses linked list. But in Java8, we have this improvement in hash code as well for performance perspective. So now, after certain threshold, it will use the balance tree. I mean, it will convert the structure to the balance tree for the performance. I mean, later if we use search operation, then it will use the balance tree.
Okay. Only hash code is it used, or is there any other method also it is used for the validating the object as a key while inserting into map?
It use hash code only. Use hash code only, for which we provided. Okay. Also, you are asking about this hash code equal concept. Yes, equals methods is used. So whenever hash code is found same, then it will use equals method for the content. If content is also same, then this will occur. So we use equals method.
Okay. How you can implement error handling in Java?
Okay. So error handling, we can use try catch, and we can use throws keyword. So these are, these are the two ways in which we can easily handle the error exception handling. We can do exception handling. We can write custom exception classes for the better handling of exceptions.
Okay. Can you tell me the 2 to 3 steps, no, when we're writing the custom exceptions? How you can approach? We can do the custom exception writing approach.
Okay. So for writing custom exception, what you have to do, suppose for our code, we use application exceptions for generic exceptions, and we extend exception class, and we write some generic message, and we call the super class constructor from it. And whenever we are using somewhere in the code try catch, we will catch that exception, and we will throw that exception only, the application exception. And in application exception class, we will write some our generic message, or and then we will append the exception detail as well.
Okay, if we maintain the exceptions in one property file, key and value, no, the exception ka one ID, and it's a description, the application wise. Instead of maintaining, sorry, yeah, instead of writing the each and every exception within our code, we will externalize the error file. So then how you can load that error file, and how you can map that respective exception into the code?
For error file, I think we can use the separate logger file to write the exceptions. Is that you are asking about the loggers?
Yes, yeah. Not the logger. Just like how you can import how you can call, how you can retrieve the property file. After reading the property file, then we can fetch that value. How you can do that in Java? How you can read the file from Java?
Read the file from Java.
How you can read property file? Correct,
okay.
No?
Yes, so we have this property class itself in Java. So we can make the object of property file, and then in property file we can we have the methods like get, so something I'm not able to recall, but we have this property file, and we can pass the file to the property constructor, and then we can call the methods by giving the key. We can call the values by giving the key in the double package. So we can use that.
Okay. I have the one scenario. I need to retrieve more than one services response from within the one service request. I need to get multiple services response.
Okay.
How you can do this?
I mean, from which perspective you're asking? I mean, not able to get your question. Can you come up again?
Okay. Can you tell me what is your rate in web services or microservices?
In microservices, since I'm working with this in last 1.5 years, I will rate myself as 5. I'm learning, but yeah, I know the concept, like how to, how this works, how microservice architecture, and we are converting, so I know the concepts. Microservices component, different Spring Cloud component.
This question, agree. This question can implement in the core Java as well using the patterns. So anyway, I'm giving the one simplest way in microservices. Let's say in microservices all are the services. Yeah. From client side, I need one request. That means one service. That service would communicate and get the response from the multiple services. That means multiple processes.
Multiple microservices, you are trying to say?
Yes.
Okay. So now, what is your question in that?
My question is, using the one service request, I need to get the response from the multiple services response.
Okay. So then you need to create one entity class. One entity class, and you will call multiple services. You will get the results, and you need to create an object that you want to give out as an output. So you will, you will have certain fields in that object, and you will return that object only after getting the output. Is that your question?
Yeah, anyway, once we got the response from the multiple services, we can frame the response as our own, as expected.
Yeah.
As expected. Here, my question is, using the single service request, can we get the response from the multiple services? If yes, what would be the approach?
I am not able to recall. We can make asynchronous calls to multiple services by using completable futures, but I'm not able to answer the question in your context you are asking. Maybe I have to read about it.
Okay, no issues. Coming to Java or DB, as you said, within we firing the one query request using the application only, not the in single context. Then we can directly open the editor and we can write and we can execute it. That is the normal. But through application, my query is taking some little bit time. Coming to the fine-tune point of view, we need to reduce. We need to reduce the response time. What type of things we need to take it? And they decide.
From the application side, we can use
from the application
caching.
Side, performance tune. How we can do it?
We can use caching mechanism. We can use. So we have in the Hibernate we have this secondary level cache, so that once we fire the query, we do not have to fire the same query again and again. We can use we can read the values, read the result from cache. So it maintains the cache across these sessions if we are using secondary cache mechanism. So there are few providers which are providing implementation for secondary level cache.